Hey Tiny Dreamer fans, this video is going to be about cats. Yes, I had a couple requests about how it is to live tiny with your pets, especially where the litter box is concerned, storage, play, toys, sleeping areas, hair, and all that. So let's get started. So as everybody can see, this is Rocky. Rocky, say hi. He's so weird. He said hi. So that is Rocky, and this is Romeo. He's usually laying on my bed all the time. There he is. So that's Rome's. So the first thing I want to show you is the litter box area. Every morning I find this mess at the bottom of the litter box area, and it goes all the way pretty much to the middle of that door. That's when they come out of that door, and as you can see inside, there's a mat that tracks all the litter on the outside of that door. And then if we come over here, there's that much that's tracked right there before they get into that door. So what I have to do every day is mini vac all of that out so that they don't track lots of litter outside, because as you can see, it's quite a bit, and then it gets on the carpet. So then I spend every morning mini vacuuming this area so that it's nice and clean. And then the same thing when you come up the stairs, you'll see that they track the litter up the stairs in the corners. So basically I have to go upstairs as well and mini vac the entire stairs so that they don't track all that stuff upstairs. So we're just going to take the trusty mini vac and mini vac that out. Then we're also going to mini vac this section right here. And last but not least, we're going to mini vac in here by lifting the stair. Love this thing. I swear this thing has come in handy so many times when it comes to the litter and the dust and the dirt that's laying all around my house. Hi! Next, we're going to talk about cat hair. There is tons of cat hair in a tiny house, especially on the beds, the floors, the carpets, the rugs. So if you don't want to have a lot of cat hair, I suggest... There's not really much I can suggest for cat hair. You're gonna have to clean a lot more. There isn't as much space in a tiny house for cats to lay, so therefore they're laying in the same spots all the time. So that means my bed. So I'm just gonna give you a peek at what my comforter looks like, and you probably want to wash it a couple times a month. It starts costing a lot to wash your bedspread and your sheets and your towels and stuff when you're living in a campground if you're not using your washer-dryer combo. For my sheets, because I have the water system, I don't want to use the washer-dryer combo because then all that cat hair goes into the system. So let's check out my comforter with all the cat hair. So this is a sea of cat hair. All this cat hair is on my bed, along with a bunch of other little things and crumbs and dirt and stuff like that. And sometimes I actually take tape and we'll do that taping thing, or I'll do the that cat lint roller thing. But there is a lot. Yeah, that's all your mess. There is a lot of cat hair when it comes to the bed, because that's where they lay. So yeah, all that's by the window. So They don't really much lay where I sleep. It's usually in this spot right here, so that's fine, but just know you're gonna have a lot of cat hair. So, because I kind of felt selfish getting a tiny house for myself, I decided to build vertically for the cats so that they could have some place to play and to run around and jump and, you know, use their living quarters as like, I actually call my tiny house their jungle gym, because Rocky kind of has gotten used to jumping all over the catwalk and up and down the ladder and jumping from the catwalk to the ladder and the ladder to the catwalk, and he's kind of being gutsy. So I'll show you what I mean by what I did for them in the tiny house. So as you can see, here's my catwalk. This is basically the second floor of my tiny house. Because they didn't have much room to run down there, I decided to give them this little platform to walk from my bedroom to their loft over there, which is their cat loft. And there's Rocky making himself home on his ladder. It's kind of his ladder now. So yeah, the catwalk is actually my favorite part of the tiny house. As you can see down there. I made it 20 inches long in order for myself to get down it as well. I had it at 12 inches before, but I didn't think I was going to be able to fit on there to clean it and to clean the windows. So yeah, I had to make it 20 inches, and it's perfect actually. Made out of real wood. The only part that I don't like about this railing, and it's not really the railing's fault or the builder's fault, but my cat, Rocky, has decided to go from here, and then he'll start to go along the edge of the catwalk, which makes me feel like he's going to fall down, and that's what's down there. I don't want him to hit his head on the sink. I don't want him to crack his head on the sink or anything like that falling down. So I'm just hoping he has enough agility to, I don't know, balance himself on there and make it over here. It's scary. It's scary. Another thing I've noticed is that Rocky uses these as scratching posts. So if you do have cats and you are thinking about bringing them into your tiny house and you don't have room for one of those scratching poles, like those posts or those like cat jungle gym looking things, he actually uses these as his scratching posts. So Romeo won't use them. I don't know why, but I have another scratching post that he can use. So let's talk about more high spaces. As we were talking about building vertically, how I have the catwalk, another problem I came across with the whole cat thing is the other side of the catwalk, which does not have a catwalk on it, but it does have a windowsill that goes all the way across both picture windows. Now there's a mini split on the second picture window, but there is nothing that is connected to the first picture window. So when my cat Rocky wants to jump from my side table to the windowsill, there's no way for him to get down. So I've been looking on different websites and stores in order for me to buy, like, I don't know, they're not ladders, but they're kind of, it's like a scratching post that you put against the wall, but the cats can step on it. So I'm going to get a few of those because right now I have a bunch of bottles up there, and lots of people on the outside of my house are asking what the bottles are for. So I'd really like to take the bottles down and allow the cats, well, the Rocky to go up there. Romeo would not ever go up there. in order for him to have another play area, but I need it to be safe. So right now the bottles are up there. So there are the bottles that line my 2 picture windows, and then there's my Minisplit. Rocky has jumped from this area to the Minisplit, and then he has no way to get down. Then he'll jump from this table to that ledge, and then he'll have no way to get down. So I'm thinking about incorporating those things, those scratching posts that the cats can walk on in that area right there, just so that he can get down, and then I can take those bottles down. Another thing that you can consider when living with cats in a tiny house is their food area or their food station. My food area and my food station is a designated spot that I planned for the cats when I was in my design process. I used to feed them wet food, but now I no longer feed them wet food because I realized that in a small space, like in a tiny house, those smells accumulate. And because I recycle, I would have to rinse those cans, which I don't want in my water system, and then I would have to put the juice of those cans in bottles and then throw the can away, or even try to recycle it by saving the can in a bag for later. I didn't want to do all of that, so I stopped feeding them wet food, and I decided to just give them dry food, and now they free feed all day. I keep out fresh water. Don't give them any of the water, reclamation water. I don't anyway. I give them fresh bottled water or the water from my Primo water cooler, and 2 bowls of dry food so that they always have dry food. The section that I'm about to show you is actually their designated section, so they also have their cat carrier under there, and they have a little cat rock under there that I put under there. But considering this is a tiny house and it's small, I did want to give my cats a lot of space because like I said before, I felt selfish moving myself from a 900 square foot apartment to a 350 square foot tiny house. There's their little section. So they have their food bowls, which it's about time to feed them again. I change the water every about 2 days. There's their cat carrier. I keep my mini vac under there, and there's their little stone. So this is their little section. So if I need to put any of their stuff under there, it's their designated section. Bigger things for the cats, so cat food, the cat litter, I put in my pantry and underneath my storage staircase. They're big bags, they're big containers. I fill this container right here with cat food so that it's easy for me to grab, and then here's a portable litter box for them. So all the big and bulky stuff goes down there, and I kind of like it that way. I'm going to touch base on this storage staircase really quick again. So this was designed in order for the cats to go in and out here freely, so that they could go to their litter box, and then they'll go through there, and then go through that hole in the wall, and then do their thing in there. I keep the litter right there, and then I keep this right here. I also wanted a fan in my storage staircase in the litter box area to vent out any smells and dust that the litter might accumulate. So it's a computer fan, and Incredible Tiny Homes put it in, and so far so good. It seems to work really well. And there's no screen on the inside of there, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about heat, because heat can come through there, and because if I go outside and I lift those flaps, it's a huge space in there. Bugs can get in there, and then bugs can get around those rings and come through here. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that. So as far as scents are concerned when it comes to cats in the tiny house, the only time that I smell the litter box is when I open the door to do the litter box. The only other time I smell the litter box is when Romeo comes upstairs on my bed and his paws are filled with the litter box dust. So as far as when the storage staircase door to the litter box is closed, I cannot smell anything within the house at all when it comes to the litter box. So scents and odors for the litter box, as long as you put it in either a storage staircase or underneath somewhere or in a hidden box that you can buy on Amazon or something, I would not be too concerned about smells with your cats in the tiny house. I keep a small box of toys for them to play with just in case they need any or don't like the boxes that I give them. I have their brushes there, a couple catnip balls, some Feel Away, which is for like anxiety, nail clippers, more brushes, bags. So I did get rid of almost all of their toys. I had maybe 100 toys that they used to play with. So because they use things like boxes, bags, and stuff like that, that's why I consolidated just to a small little box like that. And all the other toys that they have, they're lying around, but there's only a few of them. Most of them they don't play with, and they're just going to be all around your house anyway. So I opted not to have so many toys. I'll give Rocky catnip, and they enjoy the boxes and bags that I bring in, and they lay all over those too. Now, as we're going up this ladder to the cat loft. This is the cat loft, so this is another designated area that I decided to give them. They can look out the windows. They'll sit on the windows when the windows are open. They'll lay in those beds. They'll look out that window. They'll lay in there. They'll lay on there. And then they'll lay in the corner sometimes. So this is for the rug is for warmth. And then see how they have a couple more toys right there. But those 3 toys have been up there since the day that I got here, which was a couple months ago, and they have not played with them yet. So, good idea not to get so many toys because they're going to be all around your house and the cats might not even play with them. Looks like Rocky found a way to get in here. What are you doing in there? And last but not least is the throwing up part. If you have cats, you will know that a lot of times they might get into stuff that they aren't supposed to, like certain plants or certain toys or things they find on the floor, and they throw up. I thought it was going to be a lot easier dealing with no carpets. So I don't have any carpet in my house, but I do have rugs, and for some reason the cats have chosen to throw up on 3 of the rugs so far, and thank goodness one of them is easy to clean up, but the other ones, like the one I showed you up in the cat loft, is not easy to clean up because it's got a lot of fur, and the throw up gets stuck in the fur. So I honestly don't have anything to recommend for that except for no rugs, no carpet. It's pretty easy to clean up on the hardwood floor. It's easy to clean up on the wood floor. But as far as the carpets, if it's not stain proof or waterproof, it's going to stain your carpet.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do wet cat food anymore, is because it's orange. Like the food that they eat is orange. So when the cats would throw up, my carpet at my old apartment, which was kind of cream, would get stained orange. So now that I have teal rugs, but I'm not giving them the dry food or the wet food anymore, it doesn't seem to be so orange. It's kind of more yellow. But the rug that I have right here, that rug actually cleans up well, but the two rugs that are in my lofts do not clean up well. So if you do want to get rugs, consider the type of rug that you're going to get if you have cats. Here are a couple pictures of my cat's throw up and where they decided to do it. Take a look.
So I hope you all enjoyed that video on how to handle cats in a tiny house, and how they eat, how they sleep, their hair, the throwing up, the litter, the odors, and everything else that happens in a tiny house with the cats. See y'all next time. Thanks for following.